Hello and welcome to the Be Black Entrepreneur Series. I am your host, Jasmine McNeil. So this month, we have been highlighting Black entrepreneurship through the B series. So tonight, we're going to be hosting our panel of 5 local Black-owned businesses right here in Charlotte. We have some amazing people here today. And you can also find our B interview playlist on our YouTube page. So this will be updated weekly with interviews from our local Black-owned businesses as well. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. And I want to welcome our first guest. So our first guest is a couple with Heart and Home Realty. So Heart and Home Realty is a boutique real estate firm owned by husband and wife Carol Bower Jones and Mike Jones. Collectively, they have sold almost $25 million in real estate in both North and South Carolina. A previous registered nurse for 15 years for then CMC, which is currently Atrium Healthcare, Carol started her real estate career about 7 years ago in 2014. Mike Jones has been an entrepreneur for more than 12 years. Previously, he was an owner/contractor with FedEx. He obtained his real estate license in 2017. Together, they are passionate about helping others to become homeowners, learn the process of buying and selling real estate, making sound investments, building and maintaining good credit and financial health and generational wealth. Welcome and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jess.
You make us sound so good.
I know, right?
Y'all must be good. Can you tell us, give us a quick snapshot of, aside from what I just said about your Heart and Home Realty?
So yeah, you summed it up really well. We usually tell people, we start off by saying our motto is our hearts, your home, because that's our brand. And we basically try to make sure that the real estate experience is very personable. We like to walk our clients through the process. First-time home buyers, second-time home buyers, doesn't matter. And we like to make sure that as we do the process, that it's not just about buying the home, but it's also about learning about the finances and just the lifestyle changes actually that should be made to continue to stay in the home and to continue to make good financial decisions.
And ultimately to be able to pass that knowledge on to your kids.
Absolutely.
I love that. That's so important. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. We're going to go ahead and introduce our next guest. Her name is Mimi Washington of My Essentials by Mimi. So she is the classic girl from the South with a touch of fabulous. She loves all things that makes one unique and fashionable. The launch of her business endeavors began in January 2021. While she's a long way from some of her goals, she's most excited that she's taken the first few steps. Mimi desires to provide men and women long-lasting, affordable fragrances that not only complement their personalities, but also signature scents they can wear with confidence. Welcome, Mimi.
Hi, Jasmine.
Thank you so much for being here. Can you give us a quick snapshot of, I know it's fresh, but you've been doing a lot. So tell us a little bit more about it without giving too much away from the panel.
Sure thing. Mimi Washington, name you said, My Essentials by Mimi. And just let it be known, like you said, January 2021 was the start. And My Essentials by Mimi is a desire I'm a girly girl, love to smell good, look good. And so My Essentials offers to both men and women signature scents with a little spicy name to the scents. We'll talk about that later, I'll assume. And then also must-haves in our lives. There are some things that men and women need just to make sure that you continue to be beautiful and ladylike. So I want to continue to do that and build my business to offer that to all men and women.
I love it. I love you. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to move into our next guest. So Miguel and Riata Harris created Veggie Man and Veggie Crew to bring a better way of life with quality products and service. They decided to go vegan in 2019 after their son had parasites in his stool on a vacation trip. So that moment pushed them to become herbalists and create their own unique herbal blends for their unique businesses that promotes replenishment and natural nourishment for the whole family. Welcome, Riata and Miguel. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Hey.
Peace and light.
Can you guys give us a little bit about your business, about Veggie Man and Veggie Crew? I've been a follower, so tell us a little bit more about it.
So Veggie Man and Veggie Crew, it kind of started off as like a joke. One of my uncles was like, yeah, what's up, Veggie Man? Because I eat a bunch of vegetables and stuff. So one day my wife was like, maybe we should make that our company name. And at first I was like, nah, I'm not feeling that, because I knew it was a joke. But when she brought the other half of it, we started brainstorming, putting our heads together. It made sense. So that's when the Veggie Crew side came into it, and the rest is history. So we created, I think our first product was elderberry.
Mm-hmm. And then the soursop.
And then the soursop. And actually the soursop is kind of like taking off, and that was like my leisure, treat for myself that everybody wanted to taste. And now they getting like 32 ounces, big, big supplies of. But our first supplies was the elderberry, then the soursop, and then we moved on to the supplements for the men and the supplements for the women.
I love it. Well, I follow y'all, and y'all really are a crew. Y'all got the kids involved in everything. So I love it. So thank you guys so much for being here today. And I cannot wait for us to talk to you. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next guest. All right, so Desmond is the CEO and co-founder of Battery Exchange Incorporated, an ecosystem of smart kiosks that seeks to increase connectivity between people, businesses, and communities. Battery Exchange partners with businesses to place smart kiosk machines where cell phone users can rent portable batteries and businesses can better connect to their customers. So Desmond spent 2 years in China obtaining his MBA in international business through Fort Hays State University, and is also a graduate of Winston-Salem State University, where he studied business management. Desmond also worked with Pepsi in various management roles within sales, ending his time with Pepsi as a key account manager. Prior to Battery Exchange, Desmond has almost a decade of professional experience with expertise in business development, technology, manufacturing, and international organizational management. Currently, he sits on the North Carolina IDEA Black Entrepreneurship Council. I wanted to make sure I got all that, because you got a lot of history to be so young, and you are, I'm looking up to you like I'm gonna have a history like that one day. Well,
I appreciate it, yo. I'm humbled, and I appreciate the invite. I know you wanted me to share just a little bit more about Battery Exchange. I like to paint the picture like this. It's like the scooters and the bikes that you see that you can rent out in the city. We just provide portable batteries for people. And honestly, it started out, when me and my co-founder were in China, inconvened. We were out and about all day, and then ran into the inconvenience of a dead cell phone, and it was our only way home. And so we were just like, yo, there got to be a more convenient way for you to charge your cell phone while you're on the way and you don't have a charger. So that was the light bulb moment. And 2.5 years later, we rocking and rolling. So just appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I got a chance to see the kiosk. It's on another level. So thank you so much for being here. And hopefully you guys out there listening get a chance to see it as well. We can't wait to get into the panel with you. We're going to introduce our last panelist, and that is Lachisa Bailey. So she is the founder and CEO of All Dressed Up Salon. Her passion for hair and business inspired her to create a space where women and men can feel comfortable and pampered. Lachisa has been an expert in the hair industry since 2007, acquiring her cosmetology license from Empire School of Cosmetology. She was awarded Charlotte's Up and Coming Stylist of the Year in 2012. Through her extensive training in cosmetology, Lachisa also became a waxing specialist with a very simple motto: if it's hair, I go there. Lachisa is married with 3 amazing children. She is a Charlotte native who believes in giving back to local programs within her community that helps women and children. She is passionate about empowering women to realize their dreams and leading by example to show them that they too can live their dreams while being an amazing wife, mother, and boss. I love it. Welcome, Chisa. How are you?
Hey, Jasmine. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being here. Can you tell the people just a little snapshot about All Dressed Up?
All Dressed Up is working to be a full service salon in the Kannapolis, North Carolina area, which is right outside of Charlotte Concord. Where right now we offer hair, we offer full body wax, we offer body sculpting and sauna treatments. So there is more to come. And that is the snippet overview of All Dressed Up Salon.
I love it. Awesome. Well, I want to welcome all of my panelists to the screen for everyone. And once again, say thank you all for being here today. Everyone that is listening, if you all will just put your comments in the chat after we go through our panelist questions, we will ask any questions that you all have. So be thinking about some specific questions, either for the entire panel or specific to an individual that is here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Can everybody see me? All right, there you go. Hey, Mimi. Carol and Mike Jones. There's the Veggie Crew. Chisa and Desmond. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to start off by asking just some basic questions, and all of you can answer as we start off. So my first question is, I know what year you all started, but how has your business grown since initiating, like since it first started? And I guess we can start with the order that I see on my screen. So Mimi, again, I know you're fresh, but you've been doing a lot. So how has, even in this short time between January and during a pandemic, how has your business grown since it started?
It has truly grown. In January, I had 0 customers, right? So here we are in May, and I have built a small customer base. You being able to utilize that customer base, not only through social media, but I'm learning to build it through the website where you get, email addresses, and beginning to utilize that as well. So there's different means of contacting your customers, and I have grown. It has been slow, steady, good growth.
Awesome. I love it. Yes. Okay. And Carol and Mike Jones, I know you guys have been doing this for a while. So how has your business grown since it first started? You guys are on mute.
Sorry. So yeah, we have been at it for a while, but the growth has been steady. And then it's sometimes, honestly, we hit a little valley a couple of years ago, but it started just with myself, actually, in 2018, I think we registered our logo and started our branding with Heart and Home Realty. And so even when we were with other firms, we always have been branding Heart and Home Realty. And we went out on our own, fully on our own, at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. So we now have our own firm. And as you know, we recently have hired 3 new agents. So, and they're in the process of getting that on the job training. So we're hoping to continue to grow. We want to make sure that we keep it kind of controlled, though, because as a part of our brand, we would just want to make sure that we are always able to give really hands-on service and personable service.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely important. And I love the small, I've never heard of boutique firm. So I love that. And I love the thought of that. It gives you a very home vibe, which is obviously the vibe that you all are going for. So Desmond, can you tell me how Battery Exchange has grown since it first started?
And it's been crazy. Like literally, it's been crazy. I mean, we've built, hardware. We built a mobile application. That's cool. We've raised over 200 grand from investors. We've won a bunch of pitches and grants and stuff like that to, just further scale the company. But I think the most important growth has been like having employees now, or like team members, and so like when me and my co-founder Aubrey first started, it was just us. Like we would just figure out, go between each other and then make a decision. But now we really got to get everybody's, you know, buy-in or just insight in order to make more strategic decisions, because it affects like the bigger picture, you know. And so I think that's been really, really cool. And just making sure that like the people that are pushing Battery Exchange forward have the tools and the resources in order to be successful. So that's been like the dopest like growth for me, outside of just like the money and the customers and different things like that, but just the employees, like it's crazy.
Love it. Love it. And Chisa, how has your business grown since it started? You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. So we've been open for, it'll be 2 years in July. And every month we do our number of metrics every month to see how many clients that we bring in versus the month prior. And from the first month that we were open, my numbers of service was 19 clients the first month and we were open, to my last month numbers were 86 clients that I serviced by myself. So I am super excited for the word of mouth and all of the growth. The growth has been tremendous.
Yes, yes. And last but certainly not least, Veggie Man and Veggie Crew. So tell me, how has your business grown since you all started, and what year did you all start?
So we started in 2019, and it has grown so well just starting off, as far as you know, having people that they call customers, we kind of call family now, because we done, you know, infiltrated the home, and now we found out this person deals with that. And so it's really been a beautiful journey, as far as seeing things coming out of ourselves, as far as, you know, ideas and new ways to market and brand, and just, you know, we're starting to enjoy the difficulties early on, you know what I'm saying? Because later on, you know, a couple years from now, we'll be having a different conversation as far as why we're here, you know, just like everybody else, all the other panels, they all have different stories, but it's kind of like the same, you know, outline. Everybody's going on a different path, so we all are on different spots, but that's one thing we've learned to appreciate is the process. And, you know, we started off with elderberry, and now we have, you know, capsules, and some people will have, you know, custom items that they like to get for things that they're dealing with. So that process, I think, is what we appreciate, and you know, ready for all the other things that's coming.
Love it. And so I was thinking while you all were talking, Heart and Home will put you in your home. Veggie Man will keep you healthy while you're there. Chisa and Mimi keep you looking and smelling good, and Desmond keep you connected while you're out in the city. Y'all all just doing it, right? I love it. So y'all talked about like how your business has grown. How do y'all market your businesses? Like, what do you attribute your business success to in terms of marketing? I know social media is really big, but how do you choose your customer base? Anybody can jump in.
Well, like you said, social media has been a blessing for us. Just being able to market, reach people, advertise, communicate. We make friends, you know, they become clients that become friends, all through social media. And because it is absolutely free, that's been the biggest return on our investment, because we have, you know, we've tried flyers and mailers and all of those things with not the best success, but using social media, I would say that we get at least, well, it's probably second to the referrals for us getting new clients.
Yeah, primarily now our client base comes from referrals and social media, and a lot of times they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, and this grown a lot since then.
Okay. Anybody else, Chisa?
Social media is definitely a big deal, but I am still a fan of groundwork marketing. So I still do a lot of footwork. I like to meet and greet people. I'm very personable. I like to have the connection so that you can put the face with the card, because, you know, there's plenty of people that do what what you do, you know. But when they have a face to put with it, they're more likely to go with that person versus just the card that they have. So I still try to attend a lot of events, a lot of networking events in the city, just so that I can put a face with my card.
Okay. Anybody else want to add in?
Yeah, I was just gonna add in something real quick, because like now, you know, we're paying for like ad campaigns, email campaigns, different things like that. But honestly, the way we've been able to grow is a community, just building an organic community. And like, so we now have a newsletter community. I think it's like 4,000 people. And that was built over the last 2 years. And so when we have a need or an ask, we put it out to the community first. And it's just like, this is the customer base we're looking for, or we're opening a round of funding. And, you know, if you have any connections, like literally, I think I reached out to you, Jazz, you know, and was just like, hey, this is what we need. And I've seen so much success with that, like great networking, just doors opened up from just like leveraging your community. So I would always, and especially like new entrepreneurs, like think about that organic people that are already supporting you and how you can leverage them, and they do the marketing for you to get different doors.
Love it.
One thing I would want to add, I think it's kind of like a lost art, is you know, I'm old school, so I find that the customer's always right scenario, even though, you know, you might come across some you know, scenarios where they're not right, but making sure that the customers are satisfied and listening in to, you know, their demands, if you will, and you know, what they like, and also talking to the younger you know, adults, or, you know, teenagers and things like that, just asking them, you know, why are they not approachable for this type of conversation, or you know, why they don't think that this product is for them. And just, you know, that, like someone said earlier, that boots on the ground, that connection with the community, that, you know, talking and, you know, seeing what they like, what they don't like. And you know, we know you got all electronics, the email marketing, so on and so on and so on. But one thing that I found that sticks with a customer, or may return a customer, is that communication from the, you know, supplier and the buyer, and, you know, letting them in a little bit, you know, into your world, you know, and letting them see their ideas that they, you know, sat down with you and talked to you about, as far as rolling out and coming out with. So that's one thing I find that's real beneficial. And you know, you can see that return on investment, if you will.
Gotcha. Incorporating your customers. Mimi, you got anything to add?
I'm going to say that I've learned a lot listening, and I have to say, using social media has its start and end, so to speak. And so I've just scheduled my first event that's coming up the end of this month. So I'm eager to see what type of return I'll get when I am facing the customer, showing that beautiful look and that smile, etc. Just being, like the panelists have said, being personable, letting them smell the product, different things like that, and having a conversation. So I'm eager to get out and do that.
All right, awesome. So next question, what are some first steps to take when you're thinking about starting a business? Anybody can hop in on that as well. What do you think are some major important first steps to think about?
I'll just say to find out if there is a need for the product that you're offering. And to do some research on if there are other people in the area that you're looking to start your service, if there are other companies that are like yours in that area, so that you know your competition, you know your price point, you just know your market.
I'll agree with the need, and I'll also say, for me, like, I'm fresh on it. One thing that has stuck out to me these last couple of months is making sure and understanding that once you launch whatever it is, whatever service that you're going to give to the customer, you have that first chance to make a lasting customer, a lasting relationship. So you need to make sure presentation, your product, whatever it is you're giving, it needs to be one that can be something relatable, so that, you know, when they leave the hair salon, when they try on your perfume, when they leave your office and you've taught them about real estate and finances, they can then go talk to their friends, you know, and associates, et cetera, letting them know, hey, I ran into someone that fulfilled my need, as Tisa said, and I want to introduce you to them. So that's one big thing that I've learned. When you start, make sure you have that in place.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Anybody else before we move on to our
I
next?
think that me and Carol kind of we have two different thoughts on this. Okay. My thought is to have your finances, your have a financial base, so that you can start off on a stable plane. So that means get your, if you want to set up an LLC or S Corp or however you want to organize your business, get that taken care of. Go to the bank, open up a bank business account, get that taken care of. Start figuring out ways how to build business credit. And then Carol.
Well, see, I also think that those things are very important, obviously. But Jazz, you know, Mike and I, we're like, you know, we're opposites, but we balance each other out very well, because where Mike is more practical and all of that, I think is very important to make sure that you know, establish these things. And
so nice.
I'm more of a, like, I just jump, but I feel like in order to start your business, you have to first find your passion. Like, what is something that you would do for absolutely free? What's something that, you know, you think about every day? What's or a service you want to provide? As Desmond was saying, what's something, or like Mimi said, I'm a girly girl. This is what I'm interested in. This is what I like to do, because that's what's going to be the thing that's going to get you up every day and really doing whatever that is, even when you're not making money right away, or even when, you know, you're still working your full-time job. That's the thing I believe that'll give you the energy to really put into your business, to grow your business, and it's the thing that's going to make you be able to sell your business. Because when someone sees that you're enthusiastic about it and, you know, you're an expert about it, or this is a love that you have, I think that will help your business to grow.
Absolutely.
Desmond, did you want to add in?
Yeah. And I'm gonna talk in the beginning from like the tech perspective. And then I want to go into like what Mimi and Mr. Veggie Man was talking about. But I think like I see a lot of entrepreneurs, especially in technology, expecting things to be perfect when you put that first product out, right? And it's like, it's not going to be sexy. It's not going to be cool looking. Like, it's a minimum viable product. It's just supposed to get the job done. But what you're supposed to be doing is learning from your customers, and kind of what Mimi was saying, as far as like, how does it make them feel? You know, like, is it, or even what Chisa was saying, is it really, you know, a solution for the needs that are, you know, that you think is like your assumption matching what your customers are, like the feedback is that they're giving you. And I think not enough entrepreneurs in the beginning kind of focus on that and spend time in that, because they think they got to spend a lot of money on this super, really, really good, whatever, and put it out there. But now, like, quick, easy, cheap, and just continue to learn. And then over time, like, you'll build. And then kind of what Mr. Jones was saying, then you kind of get, the business credit, kind of would allow you to start to build your product just a little bit more, and little by little as you learn. But don't invest so much money in the beginning, and you might not even be solving a need, and you waste your time and money.
Thank you for that. And Riata, did you want to add anything in?
I was going to piggyback off of what Mrs. Jones said when she was saying that make sure it's something that you really like, unless it's one of those types of business you starting with, it's multiple income, and you just trying to get somewhere, you just trying to stream and get, so it might not be something that you like. It might just be something that you're doing to, make money in your sleep, like selling books or something like that, That's all I wanted to add.
And Chisa, before we move on.
question one more time, Jasmine.
So what are some important first steps when you're thinking about starting a business?
Okay. So, like I said, about understanding the need, making sure there is a need for the product that you're offering. I think another first step or something to think about, which is something that I did not think about when opening my business, is to understand, entrepreneurship, there are so many different variables to be an entrepreneur. So you are responsible for so many different things: your marketing, your networking, your cleaning, taxes. There are so many things that in my profession, I am only servicing, I'm only doing 30% of what I love. Everything else is so many things I had no idea that I would be doing. And that's something that when I see people come into entrepreneurship, once they see all these additional responsibilities, they back out. They feel like, they're not ready for this, or it's not for them. So that is something that you should take into consideration when starting up a business. Are you ready to take on all of those responsibilities?
For sure. I think that's something a lot of people don't think about starting up. So thank you for bringing that perspective. Next question. So why do you think Black entrepreneurship and Black wealth is important? And I'm going to start with Desmond. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to start with you. So why do you think Black wealth and Black entrepreneurship is important?
I mean, so I'm gonna just give from like my world again. There's not enough representation of Black entrepreneurs in the technology space. Like they really don't understand our Black excellence and how valuable we are to like the entire ecosystem. We always hear about the Black dollar and these different things. Like this world is untapped, and so honestly, I feel blessed to be able to maneuver in some of the spaces that I'm maneuvering in, because that opens up the doors for the Black tech entrepreneurs that are coming behind me. One, they don't have to go through what I have to go through. And also I'm able to share insight and information about how they can maneuver through. Then on the Black wealth side, I mean, I think it's everything about legacy. It's like the reason why, we're better off than like our parents, and the reason why like my son and like, that legacy aspect of it is super important. And if we're not really owning our own, we're not really getting crazy ROIs on just like, being able to impact an entire family, to where like it's just a better, opportunity for us to kind of live. And then the last thing I'm gonna say is like the one thing that we did was we did like recently like a crowdfunding campaign like a year ago. We raised like 115 grand. 85% of our investors were Black, and like we were intentional on that because we're not supposed to be investors, like that's the narrative. And for us, it was just like, nah, like if we make it big, we want the people that believe in us that typically and systematically don't get an opportunity to invest in these companies to be able to hit it big too. And so like, I think more and more of those opportunities need to come about to where that Black dollar and that Black wealth is like just so impactful for generations to come.
Yes. I love it. You speaking to me. We're going to throw that same question to Carol and Mike Jones. Why do you guys think that Black entrepreneurship and Black wealth is important?
Well, absolutely. I agree with a lot of what Desmond just said. Honestly, it hit on a bunch of key points. The legacy, you can't pass down a retired job to your family. You can't pass that knowledge on as far as how to build a business, how to maintain a business, how to run a business, how to deal with a customer base and things like that. Those are skills that you learn from being an entrepreneur for real. And you can't pass that on unless you are in it, like fully entrenched in it. As far as the financial part goes, you can't make any effective change really if you don't have a strong economic base. That's just how I feel. Money talks, really. And our money, like Desmond said, the Black dollar is a strong dollar. You gotta gather as many as we can and do what we can do.
And plus, it's so vital, though, for us to, in our community, to have businesses to support one another's businesses. Absolutely. So we can be self-sustaining. Because like you mentioned, Desmond, we don't have certain opportunities, you know, for investments, or we don't have certain opportunities, even speaking from a real estate perspective, we don't have opportunities to have someone to help us to learn how to make this investment or whatever it may be. Those opportunities wouldn't come if we in our Black community don't have this, the entrepreneurship and the willingness to teach one another how to do this and to pass on those legacies to one another. So it's vital that we have that.
Thank you for that. Mimi, did you want to add on to that?
They've hit the nail on the head for me. When I consider launching this year, one of the biggest things that was on my mind was my daughter, my grandson. I want to be able to leave something where if I'm gone, you're not just depending on the insurance money that will eventually run out. You know, I want you to have something that, as scripture tells us, you know, that your children's children can be blessed on. You know, that's my ultimate goal when I think about Black businesses, being the example and then creating a wealth that will take care of my children and my children's children.
Awesome, thank you. And Chisa, did you want to add on anything? I want everybody to drop your nuggets because I'm learning so many perspectives from you guys. Chisa, did you have anything to add on to that?
I don't have anything more. I think Desmond hit the nail on the head, and everybody else's piggyback was wonderful. I don't think it's any more for me to say.
Perfect. Riata, did you want to? Did you got anything else to add on?
The only thing I would say is, like Miss Washington was saying, I had to make sure I got her name right. Miss Washington was saying, was being an example for your kids. You know, letting them know that they don't have to sign up at 14 to go get a job. You know, they can jump right on in with you and be right on hands-on with you with your job. Well, not your job, with your business, or they can start their own business, as we see a lot of people have for their kids at 6 and 5, and they got hair bows and stuff like that, or lemonade stands and stuff. So just being an example and letting them know there's more than just the 9 to 5 jobs, and creating somebody else's legacy and start creating their own.
I love everything that you all said, for sure. So, Mike, you touched on something when we were talking about that. You said something about being able to have that power to make a change, and you can't make a change without it. I did want to ask you all, do you guys think that there is a correlation between Black entrepreneurship and the statement of Black Lives Matter? Do you think that there's any correlation, and if so, how? And I'll let anybody jump in that wants to jump in on that.
What do you mean exactly? A correlation between the statement of Black Lives Matter and then entrepreneurship?
So, like, when you think about Black wealth or Black entrepreneurship, do you feel like that one affects? Do you think that has an effect on, or can have an effect on, that statement of Black Lives mattering? The fact that Black Lives matter. So I feel like, Mike, you kind of touched on that when you were talking about being able to be in the position to make the change with that Black wealth.
Well, I can just tell you that I think that the change that will be made or recognized will be within our own community. I don't think the social changes that will have to take effect have anything to do with money. You know what I mean? I can't pay someone who is not of color to treat me like a person if they've been raised to treat us like an animal. You know what I mean? So.
And I kind of agree with what Mike is saying. So one of the things that we've talked about is that we want to get to a level where we can make a change, where we can be, well, we call it like influencers, in the way that we can make an impact in the community. It doesn't necessarily correlate with finances though, but with entrepreneurship, I guess, in the way that in getting out there and getting your name out there and getting your business, your brand out there, networking, meeting more people, you position yourself where you're able to actually give a voice to Black Lives Matter and any other thing that's important to our community. So in that way, I think it's not a finance thing, but it's definitely a thing where when you have a platform, because you have a business or something, then you can bring attention to and awareness to Black Lives Matter.
So that platform through the entrepreneurship creates the opportunity for you to bring awareness to any social issues that you all have believe in. Anybody else?
Yes. Well, let me say
I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say, and it's important too, Jazz, because I will say that for us, when we were with other firms, it's very controlled, what you can say on social media and so on and so forth, because you're representing somebody else. But we like being intentional. It was one of the reasons that we decided to go out on our own. We like to be intentional. You will see on my personal page, on our business page, that this is something that we talk about. And because it matters and it's very important to our family, our community, and it should be important to everyone. But we have that freedom, because when you own your own business, you have that freedom to say the things that you need to say.
Thank you for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I would say this real quick. I'm probably not going to answer the question. It's just my insight on it. But I felt like, the climate at hand, or, the past 2 years, just what we've seen, I think from what I've seen is it now puts pressure on the individuals that would look to the side on a lot of topics, especially when you talk about the inequalities in funding Black companies and different things like that, to where they got to do something about it. And so now I'm starting to see a lot of opportunities. In the last quarter, there's been a bunch of grants and pitch competitions strictly for Black entrepreneurs. And honestly, the reason why there aren't more successful Black entrepreneurs in the tech space is because of capital. So it's just if you give the access to capital, granted, there's a whole nother perspective on if it's authentic or not, but that's one thing, just give us the opportunity to fund our company so that we could take it to the next level and be on the same level as these larger companies. And another thing that just within the whole, Black and other race conversation is a lot of what I've seen is systematic, to where the individuals the Facebooks and these bigger companies, it was because they went to Ivy Leagues and they had the relationships with the people that had the money to be able to fund their company. So if you give that same opportunity to other races, we gonna be just exactly, that's what I was saying earlier, now they're starting to realize that there is Black excellence. And once you add a little bit of cushion to that, you'll see in the next 5 to 10 years, a lot of amazing Black companies, because we went through this Black Lives Matter attention time, so it's kind of what I wanted to add.
I like that. Mimi, did you have anything to add on that?
No, I like what Carol said. I nodded almost the entire time she was talking. I think the bottom line is creating an opportunity where you create the platform to have a voice, and then being the example. Once I'm in a position that I can impact, make change, it was worth it. Does it have anything to do with social injustice, etc.? It's me making it, me being the example that, hey, you can come out of poverty. You don't have to, and if I can just be candid, I don't have to be the ghetto ratchet person that everyone expects. I can be a lady. I can handle myself in a format that of what Desmond's saying, in Black excellence, and then I can show that Black lives matter. I can eliminate the excuse that is built on Black lives when I show that Black excellence.
I love that. And Riata, did you have anything you want to add on to that before we move on?
Well, like Desmond said, I don't know if I'm gonna answer the question, but I'll put my insight on it. My personal opinion is, don't give us the grants that's just for Black Lives Matter or something like that. Just put us all equally so we can all be on the same fair ground as everybody else. That's what we actually are asking for. And also another thing, what Mr. Jones was saying, I don't feel like it's a financial thing. I feel like it's more action that needs to be done, as far as withholding our dollars from the people that don't, support us the way we need to. And action, meaning voting wise, maybe we need to not vote in order to get our voices heard, So that's just, my opinion on certain things. So.
Different perspective for sure. Thank you for adding that in. So tell me, guys, what barriers or challenges have you faced? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot that comes with entrepreneurship. But if you guys can maybe give me like 2 top barriers that you face when breaking into entrepreneurship. Mimi, I'm gonna start with you because actually, you know, you're so fresh to this. I'm pretty sure that first year, they say the first year is the hardest. So tell me some barriers that you face breaking into entrepreneurship.
The first thing that comes to mind is when you start, of course, how do I say it? You have to get past naysayers. That has been for me for the first couple of months. You know, you have those that will give you the look of, you know, I'll wait and see if you're going to be successful, or, you know, no, you know, or I don't believe in your product, etc. You have to know within yourself. And that's what I know my product is good. I know it's, you know, it's a number one. It's not where it is right now, where it will be, let me say right now. But you have to look past the faces, look past sometimes your own doubt, your own fears, your own reservations. I heard someone say, I can't remember, it is indeed the passion that you have for what you do, the belief in what you're offering that truly drives you and causes you to look past any barrier. So if there's been I've only had that one thus far. Other than that, I've just been, my motto for 2021 when I first launched was, I'm having fun. And if I stumble, if I fall, if I mess up, whatever, it is what it is. I'm going to stand back up. I'm going to try again. I'm like Desmond gave the example. I truly ask every customer for their feedback. I will call you, text you, email. Once I send you your invoice, I am asking for feedback. I am not going to be offended. I need that in order to continue to perfect. So that's the only one barrier that I've had thus far.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for that. And Chisa, same question. Oh, Mimi, you had something else to add on?
I'm just gonna say I have to teach Bible study at 7. So when you see my picture go down, it's been a pleasure being on this panelist with everyone. But I keep first things first, and in a few minutes I'm gonna log off and go teach Bible study.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. We're gonna wrap up in about 10 minutes. Chisa, same question. So what barriers have you faced breaking into entrepreneurship?
Oh, what barriers have I broken? To piggyback off of my earlier comment about all the things that are included with entrepreneurship, I'm pretty much getting a hold on all of these additional things. Marketing is a big deal for me. I'm not on social. I'm trying to be on social media to help promote my business, but I don't have time to be on social media promoting my business and performing the services and satisfying clients and networking all at the same time. So I am trying to find a balance with social media because I understand that social media is a big deal. And this is where a lot of businesses are coming from. This is where a lot of clientele is coming from in the younger generation. They are definitely tech savvy. So, and then all the different outlets for social media, I just can't keep up. But that has been the one thing that has been my challenge. That has been a big challenge for me.
Okay. And Veggie Man and Veggie Crew, tell me what has been one of your biggest barriers in breaking into entrepreneurship?
I'll give one and then I'll let her give one. One of mine's have been, well, not mine's, ours, getting people to buy off the website. We get a lot of traffic from mine on the website, but then there's still some people that just want to kind of, I don't know if it's them not thinking that we're taking business serious, or someone said before that, you know, some people are like, you know, not believing in your dream, or they don't you know, take your business serious enough to buy off the website. They kind of want to think they're going to get a discount or some type of special play if, you know, they put cash in your hand. But that's one of mine.
So I would say my biggest barrier has been with the women's supplement, and I guess not believing that someone was thinking that it was just for women when they're expecting. So I had to let them know that it's not just for, you know, if you're pregnant, you can also take it outside of pregnancy and, you know, after pregnancy and before. And so that was my biggest barrier. That was, well, and believing in the product for other people.
Believing in the product. Okay. And Desmond?
Oh man, there's a million, but I think like the two that really stand out is not having enough people that look like me in this innovation space that I could like learn from. And so like we had to like dug it out and like figure it out as we go, you know. And I talked about that earlier, like I could be the sacrifice because I know it's gonna be to other people. But that was tough, yo. Like that was tough, like not knowing where to go, knowing what to do. Like we got an international manufacturing component. I didn't have anybody to look to, you know, but God made a way, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I know that we're just destined to keep on moving. And then I think the other thing, honestly, was capital, and always will be. But I think for us, it's just like just having faith that like it's always gonna be a way. Like we done did it all, yo. You know what I'm saying? Just to like figure it out and just like finding and networking with people in our communities that like open up doors to different opportunities for capital. Cause like, you know, we are CDFI, we're going through that now, you know, like, you know, credit line, we've done that, you know what I'm saying? Like loans, investment, like all these different things, doing what we got to do to stay afloat. But, you know, that's been a challenge as well, just being a technology company.
For sure. Lastly, Carol and Mike.
Without a doubt, I would say that the biggest challenge biggest obstacle was race, because I was not prepared. I started before Mike did, about 3 years before him, and you know, went to real estate school, finally passed my exam, and I just thought that I was gonna, you know, be able to go out there and start doing the things that I saw other realtors do. And even the simplest thing, like when we're talking about social media, being able to advertise on the neighborhood page, just kind of do that type of thing, was met with resistance. And I know that it was biased because I would see, you know, or be advised by another agent that's not Black to do the same thing, and that's how they built their business. And I encountered a lot of resistance from that. We still do, actually. I will say that's still the biggest obstacle, just because of the type of business that we have. We don't really have a product to sell. So, you know, it is a lot of just networking, socializing, communicating, and all of that. And just, you know, meeting so much resistance, even in like our own neighborhood, where usually that's where a realtor would get probably most of their business, because, you know, you live there and your neighbors live there. We have met so much resistance with that. And I honestly feel like that it's based on race, because I feel we are not given the benefit of the doubt, just on face value, like literal face value, that we can do a good job, that we know what we're doing, that we can be trusted with these huge investments. And to that end, I also said to Mike, it really comes down to people don't want to invite us like into their homes, and literally invite us into their house to, you know, to maybe talk about a listing or whatever the case may be. So that continues to be the biggest obstacle, I would say.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I know we are running low on time. I did want to ask, does anyone here offer mentorship to aspiring entrepreneurs in any type of capacity?
I always do it. As far as like a lot of newer entrepreneurs, like in my space, that are coming through. And then also there's some communities like Innovate Charlotte, BoostPad. There's these accelerators, especially for early stage companies that want to kind of figure it out. I would always recommend those. And if anybody's interested, please reach out because I will definitely point you in the right direction.
Thank you for that. Anyone else?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do. When we've had a lot of clients that went on to get their real estate license just because of their experience. We don't look at them as competition. We look at them as a part of the family now. So we help them go through their class. We help them study. We help them pass their tests. When they get out, whoever they go and decide to work with, as far as the firm is concerned, we offer our assistance in their deals. We offer them our vendors that we work with on a regular that we trust, so they can build a network of vendors that they can trust. And pretty much that's it. Just have our phone on all the time.
And Chisa, I know you wanted to add in.
I also work with some mentorship. I'm partnered with Rowan Cabarrus Community College here. They have a cosmetology program, and for some of their students that are graduating, I've had a couple of the students to come to the salon to get ready for state board prep and to just do some side-by-side, one-on-one, a day in the life of. So I'm open to that as well.
Perfect. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Last thing that I did want to do is that I wanted to be able to share your information to anyone that is out there viewing or will view later on. So we have an image that will come up on the screen in just a second, and that is going to show all of our panelists' information, their social media handles, how to follow them, and just how to get active. Did anyone have anything that you wanted to add before we close out the panel?
Jazz, I just want to say thank you so much for including us. I've learned, and I'm going to follow everybody on this panel. I already follow you, Desmond, but definitely going to do that. You did an excellent job of putting this together, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of this.
Awesome. Love it. Mimi, did you have anything? I know you got to leave.
I concur with that. This was absolutely awesome. I have learned a lot being on this call. So I look forward to conversing with everyone on the call as well, building a relationship.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Chisa?
I just want to piggyback off of everybody else. Thank you, Jasmine, for the amazing opportunity.
And Rihanna and Miguel, any last minute thoughts?
I wanted to show gratitude for the opportunity to be on this platform. And secondly, I show gratitude for the unity of our people and what's the paradigm that's shifting. This is going to be the norm from now on.
I love it. Desmond?
I'll follow up that, but definitely this was love, new connections. And I think the only thing that I would say is just like, I just want, like, especially Black entrepreneurs, just to know, like, we're enough, man. Like, what you have, what you come with is enough. The world, society, all these different things. You walk into spaces, as Ms. Jones was saying, and they don't think you're enough. The Black excellence runs through you, and just find your way to be able to exude that, and you'll be good. So
thank you so much. And Mike, won't want to leave you out. Did you have anything to add on to the end as we wrap it up?
Thank y'all. God bless and good night.
Well, thank you guys so much. This is what I wanted to bring everyone together. I feel like in addition to, speaking to the viewers, you all can learn from each other. That's exactly what it did. And I learned a lot from you all as well. So thank you so much. Everyone, make sure you follow them on social media and get connected with them. This is the image, so make sure you get connected with them. Their social media information, their websites are on here. This is the way to reach out to these amazing people. So thank y'all so much, and I hope that y'all have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye, Jazz. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks again, guys.
Good night.
Have a good night.